Alright, we got Alexander Thomas here. He just topped a regional with this deck, Madolche's. He actually got top 4, went pretty much undefeated the whole day. Yep.
Alright, so 9-round tournament, 370 people. Took Madolche's. Really just took it for fun, but it ended up, like, I figured I could go maybe X3. Was 8-0, last undefeated in Swiss. Played a friend in the last round. He was X1, so gave it to him so we could both top. So, this is the deck. First, this is the main part of this deck, Madolche Madolche. She's too good. She is basically a gadget. The way the play goes, summon her, search another copy of her. When they get rid of her, if I don't have the Chateau out, she'll go back to my deck. So I'll always have copies in deck. So whenever I summon the next one, I've got another one. Then it just like she runs them out of resources basically. Once I get her, the game generally turns into my favor. Next, I've got that one copy of Pudding Cess. She is very versatile. I play a lot of traps, as you'll see in a second, and every time, Decree got dropped on me 3 times. All 3 times it was Pudding Cess that cleared it away. I actually won a game against a Machina deck in time. He had a face down Machina gear frame and a fortress. I dropped Mew with Pudding Cess, Pudding attacked his gear frame and destroyed his fortress with her own effect. I won in time on life points. She's too good. You have to include 1 copy. 3 Mew Feliz. This card's nuts. It's a Marauding Captain for Madolche's. It being a Madolche is what makes it playable. You can drop another copy of itself into an easy rank 3 Xyz. It's how you get Pudding Cess out to the board. It's so good. It has 1,000 attack with Chateau out. You can use it for the block. You can call out Veilers, Max C's. It's just a good card. 1 copy of Madolche Butler-esque. One of the things I wish I could change is to play 2 and 2 because Butler-esque put in so much work. He has the field spell in my hand. Plus he has 2,000 with Chateau out, which is enough to get over Thunder King, Alias, Set Snowman Eaters. He's just such a good card and gives me access to that field spell quickly. One of the plays, like I did this a number of times throughout the day, set Mew fully face down, defend it with something, flip Mew, and then summon Butler-esque. And since I can dodge, people play torrential, that kind of stuff on me, but a lot of times I've got Chateau out that gave me their effects. It just, especially once he made it so that once I was on a roll, it just continued. From here, it's going to look a little different. Some people try and play Madolche's to keep their graveyards empty. I think that's a bad idea. So, next up is Thunder King Ryo. He did some work. I played a lot of traps, so he's good. Being real, he didn't actually help that much yesterday. I probably am going to go down to 1, but I mean, he's Thunder King Ryo. It's a great card. The next card was the second. Madolche was the best card of the day. Second best was a card you'll see one of my other tech. This card's 3rd. Double Silver Sentinel. Silver Sentinel did everything yesterday. This deck tends to have problems with Heavy Storm, specifically opening turn Heavy Storms. Sentinel changes that equation. You set a Dimensional Prison and Sentinel. It makes it so that if they open Heavy, you're not dead in the water. They either have to stop playing, and you won't get to destroy, but you'll still get the plus or the even out by getting it back. Or if they choose to keep playing, it's going to cost them. At the end, they're going to lose a card, and you're going to gain a card. He's just so good. And then in a pinch, in a top draw mode, you can just straight up use him as a monster, summon him. I ended up winning 1 game on a direct attack from him in top draw. Cyber Dragon. He's amazing against so many different decks. Obvious windups, Geargias, gadget type stuff, but beyond that, Gravekeepers, any type of stun deck, 2100.
Just last second throw in.
I ended up putting Cyber Dragon in the Wednesday before the event. I wasn't playing him. I was like, you know what? I need another monster. He's perfect for certain matchups, specifically windups and Geargias, and I knew I was going to be seeing stuff like that there, so I decided to include him. Sangan. Great play. Tribute him to summon her. I had to do it twice. He gives me Madolche. I need to get her. She's too good, and he just gives me access to it. The last monster is Effect Veiler. Up until it was Friday before the regional, so 1 day before, I was playing 2 Maxes instead of Veiler, and in, I went to one Maxi in main, one inside, and then I just decided to lose Maxi. That card, it just wasn't worth playing. Valor actually puts the stop on, so I decided to main the one copy.
How many monsters was that? Like
I played 15 monsters.
15 monsters.
But if you count Sentinel and Valor,
Yeah, that's
monsters.
not, yeah.
So, next is the spells. 3 Madolche shoutouts. Obvious. I mean, this is the field spell that does it all. Powers them up by 500. Gives me back Magdalenes if I had to seize them away. Because when I activate it, all the Madolches get sent back to my deck. So, I would rely on that effect to give me back the Magdalenes. And once I was like on my third sometime, if I just seized 2 away. It's just too good. It puts Magdalene at 19 so that even if they have Thunder King out, Alias, it gives me that crash ability. It's just such a great card. 2 dualities. With the deck the way it is now, I need to get my hands on Magdalene as quick as possible. Duality gives me access to that. I opened Magdalene and Duality like 5 times through the tournament. It's great. Summon Magdalene, get your search, then Duality. Just that sick +1. I'd play 3 if it was still at 3. Double MSTs. I mean, this card's a staple. It's too good. People said cards, chainable, obvious. 1 Terraforming. I went back and forth between 1 and 2. I just felt like I've only ever once, and I've been playing with Madolche since they came out, 1 time I've had a dead Terraforming where I had gotten rid of all 3 already. Terraforming just gives me Chateau that half step quicker, thins my deck. I'm playing 40 cards, I need to get my hands on Magdalene. The obvious ones. These 3. Book, Monster, Heavy Storm. This is not Dark Hole. You'll notice I don't play it. I don't think Dark Hole is very good in Madolche's. Yeah.
And then, yeah,
the last card is Nobleman of Crossout. I've been telling people to main this all format. This card is retardedly good against almost everything. Like, it's obviously good against Geargias, but most decks set some monsters, especially once they are on the defensive. And the Snowman Eater's gotten everywhere. Sangan, Geargia Armor. It's a great card. I never once got this card and wasn't able to use it. I think 3 of the times I got it, out of 5 times I ended up playing it, I dualitied, it was right there, I was like, bam, smack your monster. Too good. Now, the traps. Ultimate Offering. This card's game. If I get Ultimate Offering and resolve a Magdalene while it's out, I'm gonna win. The plus is huge. Magdalene, Butler-esque, like, that play is just nuts. That's already enough to basically, that's enough to almost put anyone in game. Plus, if people get, I'm trying to how to explain this. Once I had, because I can play it control, like it seems like an OTK card, but I don't have to flood the field, so summon it and then I can use it on their turn to keep my plus going. I can use it for an infinite block with Chateau, even if I just have Nuclear Lead, just to make it so they can never get at my life points. And all it costs me is 500 per. 3-dimensional prisons. Don't know if it sounds like overkill to some people, this card is great. Like, it is every single deck fears it. Except Samurais, but forget Samurais. Like, that deck is the worst. So, I mean, you get Deep Prison and you're set against almost everything. Like, no big attackers just can't get over it. It's just use it at the perfect time. Next, Double Mirror Force. On top of this card being good, I'm playing another card that makes it even better. I play 2 Bottomless. Kind of obvious. It's just it's a stun deck. I'm choosing to main 1 Needle Ceiling. People think it's only good against windups. Again, another card that was not dead once the entire weekend, and I was drawing it all day. Because of this. And this, behind Magdalene, this was the 2nd place card. Yeah. This card did everything for me all weekend. It won me probably half my matches. Against Geargias, the Machina Fortress cannot get at you. You can keep big monsters away. Logia, they're not going to choose to negate a Scrap Iron Scarecrow, because especially if you have other back row, which means you've got an infinite block to keep him off your life points. Then decks like the heroes, they try and get you with the mid-level monsters, 19, 18. Scrap Iron says no, and since I play it with Madolche, it's a monster. It's just max. I'm taking maybe 800 per battle phase. It's just so good, and it forces people to overextend in the needle sealing and mirror force because they can never get just one through, so they have to go multiple monsters. Once multiple monsters hit the board, I choose what to deprison. I can choose just mirror force everything. I can needle sealing. One of the plays I got going multiple times was throw Madolche in defense with a scrap, defend it. If I had one of these, I could defend it. They would play multiple monsters to get past, and I'd flip, set another one, needle sealing on their battle phase to clear an entire board. Just too good. Then Starlight Road, Compulse, obvious. I almost went a second Starlight Road, but that because of the heavy storm weaknesses. But I think Sentinel actually does it better. Last card, drastic drop off. This card, I only activated it twice yesterday. Once, the guy drew and shuffled so fast, I was like, drastic, game loss. The other time, it was against Dark Worlds. It was a bold play, but it was the second to last round. I was undefeated anyway, and I knew he had a handful of monsters and was waiting to draw a spell. He had 6 cards in hand. He drew a card. I told him to hold on. I thought for a really long time. I was like, you know what? I'm going nuts out. I drastic. It was drag down. It was great. It was actually against my boy, Chris Porterfield. Good job on going X2 at that regionals. Side deck.
Alright. 2
Gemini Imps. Everyone needs to side multiples of this card. It is a 1-card win condition against Dark Worlds. You stop one. They only have a certain amount of draw cards. You stop those draw cards, especially on the plus, you win the game.
Yeah, there's so many at the top tables, so that was a really good choice. Everywhere, yeah.
I have 8. There'll be 8 cards you'll see that they're not exclusive for Dark World, but I sided in at 8 for the matchup. Next, Kinetic Soldier, just heroes and Sam. Honestly, if not just I do good against heroes. This was more because of Samurais. Samurais are my second worst matchup behind Light Sworns, so I had to have them in just in case. I needed a way.
Did you play any Samurais yesterday?
Not one. Thank you very much.
So DD Crow.
DD Crow. So it's great. Sided against Machinas, hit the Machina Fortress. Sided against Dark World. Sided against Light Sworns. If you happen to play that Rogue Dragunity or something, Insectors, hit that 1 Hornet. It's a good card. Just solid. The second Veiler, it's coming out of my side deck. I sided it in 1 time against the wind-up guy for game 2, and then I was like, I'll side this out anyway. I sided out for game 3. I don't know. Like that minus, I don't know. I have enough back row that makes it not. The third MST, another one, definitely helps in the fight against Dark Worlds, screw them. System down, got it every single game game 2 and 3. Well, no, I didn't go into game 3s against any machines, but I played 3 of them, got this all 3 times in game 2, too retarded. Transmigration Prophecy, probably one of the most versatile traps in the game. You can bounce your cards back, you can bounce their cards, you can chain it to disrupt, even if they go to destroy, you can just straight up chain it. It's good against like 15 decks. I mean, it seems like it wouldn't be, but Dark Worlds, Light Sworns, Scraps, X-Sabers, Insectors. I would side against Gladiator Beasts, Plants,
everything.
It's just like there's so many different types of psychics I would side it in for, because just you can disrupt their number count. Because you always got to watch that 5th Earth if it hits the grave. Machinas, yes. I sided it in probably half my games. I sided in against heroes too, because Miracle Fusion. Because you can force them to, if they don't have enough in the graveyard, to get rid of one of the guys they have on the board. Because they can't stop Miracle Fusion from resolving if it can. It's just too good. Royal Decree, another one I sided for Dark World, but you really could side it for anything. I played 1
You sided a bunch of traps out, or like when you sided the Decree? I mean, did you side it at all yesterday?
I keep all my traps in when I side Decree.
Okay.
But because people can try and destroy Decree, I use it against like Chainburn, Countdown, Dark Worlds. I wouldn't side this in against like another stun mirror match. I think my deck can straight up outplay there. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, I play the 1. People don't like doing it because of MST. They will not always have MST, and yeah, they'll draw it, but you get the +1 when you straight up activate it, and you can side it in against Insectors. This was I almost took this out. Light Imprisoning Mirror. I was too afraid of Lightsworn. That deck is without a doubt my worst matchup. I'm not sure I can beat a Lightsworn deck, but I'm pretty sure they win like 19 out of 20 games. I did it for the just in case. Plus, it's not the worst again. You can use it against Hieretics and Agents.
Yeah.
So goes in match. Too good. This card makes windups cry. Like this card, like it brings them down to my speed. I love it. The second Needle Ceiling, great against windups, obviously. That's the only matchup I would side the second one in for, but I kept the first one in against every matchup. I never sided it out. Oh, except for the final countdown guy, because he was a dick. Wild Tornado. Probably never heard of this card. This card is amazing. You can use it to. It's like a Dust Tornado, but you can only hit face ups. But what's great about it is if it's destroyed while it's face down, you get to blow a card on the field. So it's so good and versatile, and I like it better than Dust Tornado for that reason.
It blends in well with your deck because you have a lot of back row. So
I love it. So it's like another Silver Sentinel. Extra deck, pretty obvious. I mean, I play Shockmaster. This card did more work than any extra deck monster. I don't really seize very often, but when I do, like, he's usually what I'm going into. I'll get them down and then get Shockmaster to stop whatever they can have them. Fairy King Alverdeek, the second most useful of the day. He did everything. He gets over boss monsters like crazy. He can get over a Grapha. He makes it so that I can cut a Zen Mind's defense to 16 and go Alverdeek with 2 Madolche Magdalenes right over a Zen Mind's. If I have Ultimate Offering, I mean. Maestro, everyone knows, best rank 4 Xyz. Photon Pappy Operative, I play him because he's good. I summoned him exactly one time and he wasn't even useful. Like, I don't know.
But when you need him, he's good.
When you need him, you can push for game, he's good. Roach, I included it because of my Lightsworn weaknesses. I've got weaknesses to Lightsworn and Samurais. This card helps against that. Oh, I actually brought it out once for a Dark World guy because I knew he had Graph in his grave, and I ended up winning. That was first round. Gem Knight Pearl, didn't play him once. Because of the 3 new Fulis, I can go to rank 3s kind of easily. Acid Golem is a big threat, helps me with my skill drain weaknesses. That skill drain is the one card, the only one single card that I just have a problem with. Like, even Macro's not that bad because Pudding can take it out, but fuck skill drain. 17, I never summoned him. I'm sure there's situations where I would need him. I just have a lot of room in my extra deck. I'm sure if I had to start thinning, he'd be one to go.
Why not play him?
Levier, he helped once yesterday. Brought back that guy's Neos Alias to cut his shiny down to 29, and then Alverdeek down to 24, so I could finish it off with. What did I end up attacking it with? It was with his Absolute Zero. Okay. He's creature swapped it over. Like, Soul of Silver Mountain, 2 Mewfwilies, and I can grab Magdalene back if they're all gone. I ended up using it once, but it was when I used it, it was against. It was more for the effect to stop a back row because he had a shit ton, and I got rid of his alias. And I'm certain it was Gemini Spark because he just said it. So I got rid of his alias and then went.
Yep.
Tim Tempo, too good.
That card's really
everybody
good.
Knows. Zen Mind, same.
Obvious.
Android, you need him for. If you can resolve this card twice against Chainburn, you're usually gonna win.
Yeah.
And because they can rarely do 8,000. I mean, they can, but 9,000, it's kind of out of their reach. Especially once she just gets going. Stardust Dragon,
Starlight Road, and
Chimera
Tech for Machine.
All
right.
Had a great weekend.
Yeah. All right. Do you know what you played? If you remember really quick.
Huh?
But you know all the decks you played?
Yes. I have them right here. So first round was Dark World. Second round was Ice Spirit. Third round was Machina Gadgets. Fourth was Windups. Fifth was Heroes. Sixth was Machina Geargias. Seventh was Countdown. Eighth was Dark Worlds again. And then ninth was Bubble Heroes.
Yeah.
You
want to say? Are you going to play this at YCS or anything? Probably going to change.
I'm playing this for Seattle. Definitely going to top. But by then I'll have the Abyss Rising cards. And want to give a shout out. Had a great weekend. Chris Porterfield, Ben Pennisone, 2 of my teammates topped.
Oh, and you're writing an article for.
I'm writing a TCG. I'm going to be writing an article.
So watch out for that, guys.
With this deck, Goofy, Michael Boyd Anderson, you're my boy. Didn't get to play you. You kind of lost the Dark World there in the last round, so leave me undefeated by myself. Great weekend, bro.
Okay, thank you.